Miss Puckett here. Hi again. This is for our lab part of 2404, and I want to explain to you how to use Blackboard. So let's look at first of all, starting with Start Here. This is going to be where you'll see your lab assignment due dates, and make sure you open that. These are slightly different from the lecture due dates for some of the chapters, so maybe print both of them, or at least save them on your desktop so you can refer to them often. And also you'll see the lab syllabus. Just like there's a lecture syllabus, there's a lab syllabus. Under Content Lab is where you'll find your assignments and also some materials you can use to study for lab. Your first two lab tests will be taken in a proctored environment, so you need to be ready to take the test without any notes. For each lab you'll have lab activities, and if you'll open that, it goes through exactly what you need to do. You'll use your lab manual, and it tells you the page number and exactly what on that page you need to be studying. Make sure you follow along with that and you learn all the information I have written out for you. Don't just look at it and put it away. Make sure you complete each assignment and complete each page number, each question. It'll help you on your test. The next thing I want to show you under Content are the lab test resources. And you'll have resources for each of these chapters you'll be covering in lab. This shows you for Chapter 1 in lab the anatomical terminology you'll be learning for regional terms, or what we call surface anatomy. For instance, axillary region, the underarm. And these will help you because these are the actual models we have in lab for anatomy and physiology if you decide to take that course. But they'll also be the pictures you'll see on your lab tests. So if you can study these, you'll be able to then type in the correct answers when you're asked for each part. But for each of these, you'll see that there are sections and cavities you'll want to know, and you'll have a cell, you'll want to know the part of the cell, and some slides you'll be looking at. So make sure you use this folder. Don't forget about it. This is where you'll see information you'll need to know for your test as you study for your practicals or lab tests. The next part you want to look at will be the lab assignments, and these are graded. These lab assignments are questions you'll answer, and just like for your lecture homework, you want to open the file and then type in the correct answer. Now in this first one, you're matching the just common term with the anatomical term. So cheek is the buccal region. You would type in buccal here. And as you go down and look, you're going to want to answer each of these questions, save it to your computer, and then you're going to upload it or submit it. And you'll want to make sure you do that with your lecture assignments as well. You'll see if you look under here where it says Submit. And on that Submit button, you'll then be directed to pick a file you've saved and then submit it. So please don't email me files. You want to submit them for lab and for lecture. And the last thing you'll do as you look at the different assignments is you want to complete your lab quiz. So your first lab quiz will be over anatomical terminology. There's a lot of terminology involved in the first chapter, but you want to just continue to work on it until you feel comfortable with it so you can take the test and be successful. And again, you'll hit Begin. And on this one, you'll have, for lab, you'll have a picture, and then you'll be asked to identify something. So for instance, on this question it says, identify the body region labeled C. And you're going to learn that the part behind the knee is a region called the popliteal region, and that's what you will type in. And so if we scroll down, there'll be a place for you to type in popliteal, and then you'll move to the next question. It says Save Answer, and it'll move you to the next question, and then you'll continue on. So these are also timed. Make sure you allow yourself enough time to look over the information before you start on them. They're obviously not proctored, but you still want to feel successful in knowing the information before you get to the test. As in lecture, you'll also have the My Grades component for lab, and I'll continue to put your grades in there so you know where you stand in the class. And you'll also see where it says lab tests. I don't have any in there yet, but I will. And this is where you'll find them when you get ready to take your lab tests. Like I said, the first 2 lab tests are proctored. You have to make an appointment either with your proctor if you are a dual credit student, or with the testing center in Kilgore, or on ProctorU, which is a company that proctors your tests from home for a charge. So if you don't want to be charged anything, you have to go to the testing center. And then you can email me by clicking on this link. I hope that's helped you. Please let me know if there's any other questions you have, but hopefully this will get you started.